Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Thanks very much if you've already subscribed to the channel. If not, then it would really help me out if you do, and it's absolutely free. So today in this episode, I'm going to be having a go at removing the rear axle bushes, or firstly removing the rear axle or rear subframe, and then changing the bushes. So wish me luck with that. Safe to say that's definitely not the easiest thing I've ever done. It started off fairly easy and I thought it wasn't going to take too long. Getting the first side off wasn't too bad. On this side, excuse me, it's pretty late. Yeah, on this side here, it was an absolute mission to get one of the brake pipes off. It's just really hard to get access, and the nut wasn't turning around the brake pipe, so ended up just twisting the brake pipe to get it off. But I still probably spent an hour trying to get it off. I was trying to save the brake pipe, but I probably should have just cut it off and then undone the other bit once I'd taken the rear subframe off. But it's off now. Yeah, definitely not the easiest thing I've done. Pretty frustrating, but working on cars often is, so that's just it. And now that I've done it once, hopefully I don't have to do it on I know I don't need to do it on the black one because it's fine. I haven't really looked at the red one and I've not got the other black one yet, so but if I have to do it on one of them, then at least I've got a better idea of what I'm doing. So there it is, off sitting on a couple of axle stands. The black thing there is actually a motorbike jack stand, whatever. I got that because the only gearbox I've ever taken out, I realised that a gearbox jack, any of the gearbox jacks I could see were too tall for the maximum height I can get the lift without hitting the garage roof. The lift can go a lot higher, but I'm restricted by the roof height, so anyway, I got that for that, and so I figured that might be helpful to take it down, and that worked quite well, but it still took quite a lot of footing around with a couple of jacks as well. Just obviously when I took the first side out, it kind of dropped down a bit, and obviously that put more tension on the bolt there, and also you've got to try and get the head of the bolt through that hole, and it was basically the side of the bolt was sitting against that, so it didn't want to go through. So yeah, I just took a bit of trying to lift up this end and that end, and then I ended up dropping the car down a little bit and I managed to get it out, so that was good. And I didn't realise I had to undo that little bracket as well, but that's on a spring, so I'm not entirely sure what it's for, but Yeah, I had to undo that as well, but because it's on a spring, obviously it didn't do any damage. Oh, there's the nut for it there. I heard it go flying somewhere. Yeah, there's the nut for it there, or the bolt. So just put that in there. Yeah, so that's all down. That's the brake pipe that got completely twisted trying to take it off. So I'll need to order up another one of them, but I'm pretty sure you get pre-made ones, so that'll save some time because I've never made a brake pipe up before. And you'll see the tow rope as well. I didn't think, I mean, obviously I realize I have no idea how much this weighs, the rear subframe, no idea how much it weighs, and but I didn't think the car would like fall forward or anything, but I thought I'm gonna put a tow rope on there, just onto the rear tow eye and then around the lift, just in case. Because it would be a bit annoying if it took a nosedive off the lift. So, and it has lifted up a little bit, so which is understandable after taking all that weight off it. And I decided just to undo the other strut at the top as well, because I was up there anyway, and it just seemed a waste of time trying to see if it would come off at the bottom or not. I mean, it made sense just to take it off there. So yeah, I was determined to try and get this off tonight, or I didn't think it'd be this late, but I'm really glad that it's off, and that means I can just get cracked on with trying to get these bushes out. Yeah, it's not very easy. I'll let you have a look and see how things are going, but the operative word I think is slowly. It's going slowly, so yeah, have a look. As you maybe saw in the time lapse, I did try heating it up a good few times with the induction heat tool, but it wasn't really doing the job. So set the rubber on fire, which I didn't really want to do because working in a garage, poisonous fumes, but I did stick the extractor on. So so yeah, I let that burn for a while, so hopefully the rubber's fairly melted, and not putting up as much resistance. And I did buy this air saw because I kind of thought that you know, I knew that one of the ways of getting it out is to set it on fire and then cut the metal bit, but as you can see, the air saw is just tickling the metal bit. I mean, that's 2 blades I've gone through, and I think it's going to take about 6 months to cut through at that speed. So I'm gonna go and have a look and see if I ordered some more saw bits for the air tool, and possibly ones that are a bit more hardcore than the ones it came with. Failing that, I'm sure I've still got a jigsaw, and I've definitely got metal blades for that. So yeah, I'll go and have a look and see if I did order more blades for the air saw, and I remember reading reviews about blades and them, you know, saying that they cut through metal well, but yeah, it's obviously pretty hard. So I'll go and see what I've got, and then we can come back to it. Okay, I managed to get the rubber bit out. I realised I'd got the wrong end of the stick with how you're meant to do that. So I was cutting this bit, oops, which is obviously in the middle of the rubber. So basically, you just have to heat that up, like a crazy amount, a lot hotter than I had it. And it actually came out fairly easily, so that seems to be the way to do it. Now what I need to do is get the metal out of it. Had a wee go there with the air saw and just giving it a chap, but it's not budging so far. So what I might do is try the induction heat tool again, just to try and warm up the the housing, the part of the subframe that it's slotted into, because if we can get that to expand a bit, then it might come out more easily. But yeah, I think I'll go and watch a wee video and see if I can get some ideas. I think most people have a bigger saw than that. Usually when I need to cut things, I can just use my angle grinder, but obviously this is the first thing really that obviously you can't, because you can't get in there. So I maybe need to order another saw and get a bigger one, get a sawzall or something. But anyway, I'll go and watch a video and see if I can here to do it, and hopefully not need to wait for more tools to come. Here we go. That was a bit of work. At least I know what I'm doing for the other side, and I've got a bad feeling I'll need to do this on the red one as well. So I guess this is good practice. I don't really have a saw that's big enough, I think, to make any significant difference to trying to cut the metal inside, just to to let it come out more easily. So I decided to just use what I had, and I just kept on heating it up and heating it up and heating it up, and hitting it and my thumb, but I didn't break it, so that's good. So yeah, eventually just got it out, used an impact socket, and a small enough one to hit through the hole, and just smashed it out. So I'll let you see. So there it is. It's it's out. Oh yeah, there's the bit over there. I don't know if you can see behind the yellow rope. It went flying over there, and the rubber bit. So next job is obviously going to be to clean this up and grease it up really well, and then try to get the new bush in it. That's the new one there. When I was taking the old one out, I wasn't like 100% sure that I was hitting the right bit, because it was that corroded that it kind of looked almost like this edge here was kind of joined onto this. So I was thinking maybe like that's part of the structure and I'm not supposed to be hitting that. But I hit it a little bit, and then I realized that basically that was just this part here, and it was just so well corroded that it looked like one piece. So once I kind of figured that out, that helped a bit. and basically just kind of hit it from each side to try and kind of fold it in a little bit, so that I could then, you know, get it flat enough so I could then get a socket onto it and just hit it really hard from there. So yeah, first time I've ever done that, and now I have a much better idea of what to do. So that's great. And that's the new one. So yeah, I need to figure out how I'm gonna put that in. Yeah, so obviously I don't really want to be smashing the new one with a hammer. Well, that's pretty solid there. I think yeah, the usual way of putting things like that in, bushes in and things like that, is to press it in. So I did buy a vise, so maybe that's going to help, maybe not. But anyway, I'm going to clean this hole up and grease it up, and then figure out how I'm going to try and get this thing in. So wish me luck. Well, finally I've got one side in. It would be a bit of an understatement to say that was a mission, but on the upside, now that I've done it once, I'll have a better idea of what I'm doing. I tried about 600 different ways of getting it on, and I don't think any of them were that good, but I got there eventually. So I did actually have a look online and realised that you can order a universal kit for taking bushes in and out, so that's quite good. And I'm a really strong believer in just buying the tools that you need, having the right tool for the job. So I've ordered that kit, and I've also ordered a sawzall, because obviously that should be up to the task that the little air saw wasn't. So hopefully that should mean the other side will be easier than this, but I'll let you have a look at how it's looking, and also you can have a look at the various different things that I tried. But again, this is not a recommendation. So that's it in. Yeah, that's it in. So I guess most of the work was with the vise. I managed to get it in so far with the vise, but obviously, you know, it was clamped against here, but this had to come right through. So so I realized that, you know, I'd only be able to get it so far. So I had to try and figure out a way of being able to clamp the vise on this side but allowing for this to push through. And the kit that I've ordered, you know, that's what it has special kind of hardened cylindrical bits of metal designed for that in various sizes, and with that obviously you can just put a threaded rod through, which it comes with as well, and then just tighten it up and then it pulls it through. I did try something along those lines with this long bolt with washers and with here it is with this. So this is what I ended up using. This is a hole saw, if you don't know. This is a hole saw, and it's definitely not designed for this purpose. But when I tried to pull it in, it was just with a rod, it was just kind of breaking, so it was just kind of bending in. So I had to go back to the vise, put it over there, and then clamp the vise on each side, and that allowed me to pull it through. Didn't have a very big handle on the vise, so I dismantled this tool, which is for pulling off CV joints, and I used that. So that worked, and I also used another part of it just to put against here, just to allow me to kind of press the bottom in more, because for most of the time it was kind of pressing in against this bolt in the middle. Obviously originally you would have been able to get a tool that fit into this so that you're just pushing, you know, you could have just put a vise on it or something, or, you know, more likely somebody used a proper press, but it would have allowed you just to you know, use something flat to press in against it. So I had to improvise basically. But yeah, I did try lots of different things. I tried the tool for spreading calipers, which I didn't really have much hope in, because you can see it's bent already, and that was from trying to spread brake calipers apart. Had a little play around with the caliper rewind tools. Tried to see if I could do something with that. I can't actually remember all the things I tried, but basically it's through now, so that's great. And when we come to do the other one, we will have hopefully the right tools for the job. So and also, having done it once now, have a bit of a better idea as to what I'm doing. And yeah, I think that's it just now. Don't think there's anything really to add. I'll switch back over. Yeah, so I think that's it just now. Hopefully the tools that are coming tomorrow will not be too late coming. Hopefully yeah, they'll come in the morning or lunchtime or something. That means I can get cracked onto the other side, but I'll be able to get cracked onto at least, you know, melting it and trying to start getting the old one out. So that's something. And if I'm out earlier than it comes and I've run out of stuff to do, there's plenty of other things to do. I've got the fuel pump there, and a fuel filter as well, so could always tackle the fuel leak problem. I had a good look around, and I'm confident that it's the actual filter, the actual pump that's leaking, or the seal for the pump, but couldn't seem to find a seal on its own, so just ordered the whole pump. And when I'm getting a load of stuff from abroad, I'll get some seals as well, because they'll be handy to have. But anyway, I'll stop waffling on. I think that's enough for tonight, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow. Well, it's back on again. It's fall over. Oops. So the ratchet strap didn't really work too well, but I was kind of hoping that if I could at least get the, so obviously the suspension's kind of sitting almost at a right angle, and it did kind of pull it back enough so that it was basically I could get the jacks under it and then lift the jack and also kind of pull it back a little bit, because obviously if it's just sitting at a right angle and you just put a jack under it, then it's just going to lift the car up, which happened a little bit. And so yeah, I'm also not sure that I know how to use ratchet straps properly. I've never actually used them before either, just the kind of usual crack with me working on cars. Don't really know what I'm doing, but always make sure it's done right, even if that means needing to get someone else to check it. Safety first and all that. But yeah, so anyway, I pulled it back a bit with the ratchet straps, and as you might have seen in the time lapse, used a couple of jacks. Managed to get one side up, get the nut on in the top, and then I was kind of trying to line this one up at the same time, which was kind of difficult, but obviously because I was jacking it from just one side, that side went in first, so that was fine. And then I was able to bring the jack over to the other side and jack that one. So both of them are back in and the nuts are on and they're tightened up. Once the car's back sitting on its own weight, I'll just double check that there's no play or anything like that. But they're pretty tight, and I made sure that they're tightened up evenly, as in there's like the same amount of thread showing on each side. So I might even be able to have a look back on the video and just see, you know, how far on they were to start with, because they weren't actually that tight when I took them off. So that's good. I think I'm going to go outside for a couple of minutes. I'm tempted just to go in, but I've not really done enough. So just because it's been a long day and I'm pretty knackered from training, and that was reasonably heavy work as well, but I'm going to suck it up, and yeah, just go outside and get some fresh air for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to have a go at putting the brakes back together. I think I'll do this side first, because I don't have to make up a brake line for that. I didn't have to break that one to get it off. So hopefully it just screws back on, but if not, then maybe we'll need to make a brake line up. But anyway, I'll do this side first, and I think probably by the time I've done that, that'll be enough for tonight. But hopefully coming out to work on it will be a little bit more appealing now that that kind of difficult job that I didn't really know how to do is done. I've not done like millions of brakes, but I mean, I've probably changed discs and pads and things. Oh, little battery. Yeah, I've probably changed discs and pads and things, I don't know, like 6 or 7 times or something. My Evo just 8 brake discs. I'm used to the the much bigger discs and calipers that you get on the 911s and then on the RS3 that I had. So the Evo brakes weren't really up to the punishment that I was giving them. But still a great car, one of my all-time favourites. So anyway, I'm just waffling again. So this is going to be the end of this episode. If you've enjoyed watching me struggle, not knowing what I'm doing, but managing to get there eventually on this blue Mark II Golf, then please like and subscribe, and if you're feeling really kind, also share it as well. Yeah, so in the next video you'll see me putting the rest of the bits back together, and then moving around to the fuel pump, and then onto the CV boot and figure out why the hazards aren't working. So we're getting there. I would really like to get it in for an MOT again this week, and that should be possible. I just need to get my ass out here earlier, and hopefully like as I keep doing this ludicrous amount of training that I'm doing, my body will get a bit more used to it and I won't be needing a wheelchair to get into the garage. But anyway, I'll stop waffling. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.